So you always wanted to be an MMA fighter, right?
Well, it's not that I wanted to be an MMA fighter. I like writing movies about things that I would never do also. I mean, I like being an everyday guy and bringing that experience with people along with me to show you, man, what if we got involved in this together? And that's what I want to bring the audience along to see this. And I've always been a fan of the UFC and became friendly with all the fighters and a lot of these guys along the way and realized that they're just regular people that just do this weird job for a living, putting their life on the line. But then that's the story I wanted to tell, the inspiration that they drew upon to actually do this crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I think you balanced it very well with the fighting and stuff like that, even though it's like a family film. Like, how did you kind of do that?
That was the tricky thing, because you have the intensity of all this fighting and stuff like that, but you need something that that would drive the inspiration, because what else? You need Henry Winkler. Each piece of the puzzle kind of fit in for a reason. I was a complacent teacher at one time I was good, but kind of lost my drive. I see Henry Winkler, who's a fantastic music teacher. They're cutting his program. They're going to lose him. And in the beginning, I don't even care about that. Like, I'm like, too bad for this guy, because I don't know him that well. But when I find out how much he inspires his students and what kind of a person he is in his home life, it drives me, and I step up for him, and then I see how the kids react to this, and it just kind of snowballs into this effect that has to be, it moves me enough and inspires me enough that I am willing to do probably the greatest love of all, where it's laying my life down for a friend. And that's what I do. That's why we needed such a crazy, the dichotomy of the two jobs, it had to be that way.
No, definitely. Your character has a huge, transformation arc.
Right.
I mean, I would even say it's a little bit like a, Christ figure, kind of sacrificing him for the school,
That's it, bingo.
I thought that was awesome.
Well, that's great, thank you.
Like, why did you decide to add so much faith content to it?
I think it's what drives me. I think what we're lacking a lot, and that, it's something that motivates me and my family, and a lot of movies out there. There are plenty of movies that'll bring you down for 2 hours, and this is something where I said, you know what, I want people leaving the theater feeling better about themselves, and maybe going out and becoming a better version of themselves. And for me, faith is a huge part of that.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely did that. Like, when I was walking out of the theater, everyone was like, that just makes you feel good,
well, that's the goal. That makes me feel good, thanks.
Now, do you want to write more and
Oh, absolutely,
that?
yeah. I mean, if I've given the opportunity, I would love to continue to do, better movies and keep working on it, but I feel like we really nailed it on this one.
Yeah. Now, how was it fighting and training?
Training was tough. It was not easy, it was, the writing of it, you start saying, it's easy when you're in that, nice cozy writer's room writing all this stuff, and then forgetting that you really have to do this stuff. And we got the UFC's blessing, so they came in and they worked with us, and we had to make it as realistic as possible. So I trained really hard for this one, and we wanted the fights to be realistic and intense.
Yeah, it was, and I was rooting for you.
I love it.
It was great.
Well,
so
glad.
Thanks so much for
Thank you.
talking with me.
So great to see you.